Thanks for being here, and I'm sorry I'm the last one speaking. I'm sure the bar is speaking to all of you. So, my name is Ken Rubin. I'm with the Rouxbe Cooking School. We're a large online culinary school. I'm just going to breeze through and just talk a little bit about what we do. We're a mature online company. A lot of the online companies you talk to are like, we're 6 weeks old or 6 months old. We're going on 11 years, and the concept was actually started well before then. We've got students basically all around the world. Our students come to us because they have primarily a need to learn how to cook, not like a want to learn how to cook. So I'll talk a little bit about our market there. But we spent about 7 years and about $7 million developing content and a proprietary learning management system to really track and assess how people learn to do something like cooking, which is highly experiential, highly tactical, something that you're going to make a lot of different decisions and kind of follow your own journey, and we have to be able to grade you on that. So our key markets are in health and wellness. We work a lot with healthcare providers. The American College of Lifestyle Medicine uses our product to help teach people behaviors around healthy cooking. So you can get the sense here that I'm not looking for like the Thanksgiving turkey crowd or the Epicurious.com crowd or the All Recipes crowd. We don't do recipe search aggregation. We don't do celebrity chefs. We don't do advertising. We purely focus on training when there's a need. So health and wellness, professional chef certification, and providing industry training for professional cooks and chefs. So these are just two examples of health and wellness products that we power. You can see by the fact that we're not free that we have a revenue model that's based on having a high degree of chef support and customer service, a lot of engagement. So people who come to us typically spend between, at the very low end, about $100 for a course, at the high end, about $1,500 for a course. Jupin's actually a student of mine right now, as of just a few weeks ago. And we give them just a huge amount of actual education, not just a content library dump. It's part of what we do. So we have professional cook certification courses. Before I did this, I ran professional chef schools for about 10 years. And I looked at what we used to do at Le Cordon Bleu and the Art Institutes for $40,000 to $80,000, and we're offering a product that gives people the same entry-level job for about $1,000. So we're able to, kind of cut the bullshit out of that high-cost product for those people. Sorry for the language. And we're recognized by the largest chef association in the country. We've had about 6,000 students go through those professional certification programs in the last 2.5 years. So this is an example of kind of how we teach. People say, what do you do? How do you do an online cooking school? It took us a long time to really figure it out, but we developed a number of interactive and engaging learning assessment models that we drive, that we actually have real life chef instructors grading on the back end. So as an example, in 2015, we hand graded, like a physical human being, grading a human being on the other end, hand graded about 45,000 assignments. Doesn't count all the other stuff, which is all automatically graded via our computer application, all the technology that we developed. So people get, again, this high sense of feedback. This is a gallery of student work. One of the steps in their activity where they're demonstrating what they're doing is they have to show us their original work at every step along the way. So this is just kind of a Pinterest-style gallery that we produce for students. So that we're in the course, they're asking themselves, well, what is expected of me? What did my peers do? What is the caliber or quality of work that they expect? They click on a link and they can see thousands of examples from their peers around the world of successful completion of that activity. This is a roasting activity where they can choose a vegetable to roast. And this is showing their setup so we can assess their knife cuts, their proportions. Basically, they're ready to go to take the next step to complete this dish. On the industry training side, we're primarily working right now with Marriott properties. We secured a contract with Marriott International such that we're in, right now, over 250 properties globally, and we're training live culinary associates in 4 languages. So we're able to provide a full online course for them at a very low cost that they're able to take regardless of whether they speak English, Mandarin, Arabic, or Spanish. And we provide, again, all the chef support and all the customer support to provide for that localized service as well. So everything basically is just built on the back end. Built a huge sort of data-driven model so we can understand progress and tracking and really understand the behavior of students. so we can best support them while they're learning. Am I under time?
You're under time.
Great. Let's take some questions.
Woo.
Yeah.
Online, you can't taste something.
How do you not taste? Yeah.
It tastes like shit. How do you?
Yeah, so I've been teaching cooking for almost 20 years, and the thing about cooking and teaching someone to cook is that you get 99% of the way there without tasting it. It's about technique and setup and understanding process. So flavor is just one of those elements that comes together at the end. That's the culmination of the demonstration of very specific competencies along the way. So for instance, that roasting activity, I can tell that they did it right by the coloration on the product during the process and at the end of the process. And I can tell if they added too much garlic because in their mise en place, in their setup shot, they've got 9 cloves of garlic, not 1.5 cloves of garlic, or whatever it is, right? So for me, the end goal is not to say, wow, that was the most delicious dish in the world, because they're students and they're there to learn. It's not supposed to taste restaurant quality at that point. It's them understanding the underpinnings of technique so that regardless of what recipe they cook, they're going to be successful with roasting, right? Because roasting is roasting.
Thanks for answering.
Yeah. But on property, like at our Marriott properties, they have chefs on ground tasting using our web app and grading them the same way you would if you were a working chef, yeah. Yeah.
Sorry if I missed this. So this is mainly like American style, traditional cooking school like you get at...
Yeah, we primarily teach like what you learn in any culinary school. It teaches Western style cooking, like foundational culinary techniques, the same thing you learn in any cooking school, really anywhere, unless you're learning like specific cuisine like in China or something like that. And because our brands oftentimes want Western style cooking, like the Marriott in Shanghai serves Western style food. So they want our training so that they can serve the business people and those clients who want, they might want stir fry or whatever Asian, but they also want French food or Italian food, or they want tacos or something like that as well. So, and we serve every brand in the Marriott family, from the Ritz all the way down to the, the Residence Inn. So different properties have different needs in terms of the types of content they're really leveraging for us.
You said you guys rated a lot of tests.
Yep.
Do you have an army of people, or have you considered something like Watson's machine learning algorithms?
We provide personal feedback on those assignments, and it's part of the value, it's part of why they spend $1,000 or $1,500. But because of the system that we built, I've got a team, a very small team of people with 35,000 students. So we can do it with just, half a dozen people. Pretty efficiently. Yeah. Whereas when I used to run professional culinary schools, I needed one instructor for every 14 students. It got pretty expensive. The 35,000 is a nice number for us to scale. So, more questions?
No French?
What's that?
No French?
No, we haven't had any requests for full training programs in French yet, with the Arabic, Mandarin, and Spanish for covering a lot of the world's population. Yeah.
What do you want to see for Rubin in like 10 years from now?
Our real mission, I mean, we love the training stuff, and I love basically being able to, democratize access to culinary training for people, whether it's on the professional side or whether it's for the home, the home cook who really wants to kind of amp up their skills. But for me, when I look at the future of the business, it's health and wellness. It's empowering people who have a health need to gain the behavior and lifestyle around cooking to give them the health outcomes that's going to be sustainable for them. And we're looking at, big projects with health insurance companies and hospital groups to look at cooking and sort of how we translate the success we see in training people how to cook for people who aren't foodies. That's kind of our business. We haven't, but I lived in Oaxaca in the 90s and ate a lot of crickets when I lived in Oaxaca, so we haven't done that. A lot of our work actually is very focused on, the special diets that people have and looking to accommodate those diets. Again, not from like a recipe point of view, but from a technique point of view. So what are all those things you can make using cricket flour in various applications versus like what's the best cricket brownie recipe you have. More.
But you were just saying about how being able to be resourced to people that are trying to get a specific diet.
Right. Yeah, so we have a product called Culinary RX, which is a prescribed product that physicians prescribe to you for kind of general health. And they're prescribing it primarily in cases where you have cardiac issues or you're pre-diabetic or some people are just trying to lose weight. But we're seeing kind of a basic behavior model apply for the vast majority of lifestyle and diet-related illnesses. It almost doesn't matter. People, when we look at the research, it's like any move away from what you're doing that we can verify and validate over time is going to be beneficial to you. So it almost doesn't matter how specified it is. We could do it for MS patients or for heart disease patients or cancer survivors, and 80 to 90% of the content is going to be overlapped anyway. So for us, it's more about the behavior. It's just realistically, what are the things you're going to do over and over and over again to make it part of your lifestyle? And that's what we care most about. It's not about becoming the ultimate paleo or the ultimate vegan or the ultimate. It's about just what are the 5 things you can do so you feel better.
Thank you very much.